Welcome to the latest installment of the Core podcast series. My name is Adrian Terry, and I'm joined once again by Jerry Powers. How are you, Jerry?
Good, Adrian. Thanks.
It is early August 2021, and we want to give you an update about recent developments in the town of Edgewood, including the efforts of two town councilors to thwart the will of the people and to limit voting rights in the upcoming special election.
Yeah, and it's clear to me that they're doing it for their own benefit, and Councilor Hawley even articulated that at one of the meetings where she voted against at-large voting by saying that she doesn't want a group to be able to come in and have an effect on the election. And I'm sure she's speaking about our group because we're the most vocal in town, but what we want is openness, transparency, and ethics, and who would really oppose that?
That's right. And we've been soliciting comments from people and holding meetings and having discussions, showing up at town council meetings. And it is our impression that everybody in this local community wants to vote at large for this inaugural election for the appointment of 5 commissioners in this transition to a new form of government, which we hope will bring transparency and new blood and life to our community.
What's so ironic about this too, Adrian, is that it's unheard of that you don't get one person opposing at-large voting. You always have some percentage of the population that will oppose it. Nobody has. Everybody has said this is the first time that we'll change out 5 seats at the same time. We all voted for this change in government commission manager to stop corruption and stop this kind of behavior, actually. And so they all want a voice in it, and I do too. I want to be able to vote for all 5.
Well, despite the fact that there's been no opposition to at-large voting at the last regular town council meeting, after repeated requests by Councilor Abraham to get an item on the agenda to provide a resolution that would clarify and set in stone that we were voting at large, we finally got a statement of interest or position from Councilor Linda Hawley, together with John Abrams, who obviously voted in favor of her motion to not approve a resolution for at-large voting, which by default would mean they want single-member district voting.
And I've heard from people who know the other side and their kind of group is that they don't believe they'll ever get reelected if they don't get single-member districts because of all of the exposure of their corruption, their corrupt acts, supporting former Mayor Bassett and what he did, enabling that, and now just absolutely sticking it in the eye of the Edgewood voters who want at-large voting and saying, no, you're not going to get it. It benefits us. We don't care about what you want.
It's it's very, very interesting, Jerry, that there are some people on the governing body who believe that they run the town, they own the town. This is their community and not our community, and we have a clip to describe just that, don't we?
That's right. Let's see that clip.
Council, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, I will call for the vote. Councilor Abraham, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Hawley, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Harbian, how do you vote?
Nay.
I vote aye. The consent agenda once again dies for lack of a majority.
That's enough. Really? Gosh, you guys, it's nice, okay, having a humor out there, but this is our council meeting. This is our council meeting. Excuse me. That is enough.
And there you have it. He says it very clearly. This is our meeting, and he's not talking about the audience. He's not including us. It's the people on the dais. So and there are two ideas about government. It's either a bottom-up where the public gets what they want and you represent them. It's your sacred duty to do the will of the people. Or you're smarter than everybody else and you're better than everybody else, and they're ignorant and you get to decide.
Yeah, and we're seeing more of the latter from the Mayor Pro Tem who's in charge of these meetings. It's an unfortunate extension of the type of behavior that we saw from former Mayor Bassett, and certainly we are looking for commissioner candidates in this upcoming election who have a different set of values, a different set of principles, and who hopefully will behave much better.
Yeah, the country was founded on representative democracy, where you're basically just representing the people in your district, and that's the way it used to be and should be. In districts in Texas, I've seen that and different places where they're actually representing what people want and working hard to find out what that is. Here, people show up in huge numbers in the last few meetings, very vocal, all lined up on at-large voting, nobody opposing, and they do it. They turn it down anyway.
So what happens next, Jerry?
Well, everybody's asking that, and what has happened historically that should never happen in this town, but it's happened repeatedly, is every time that the Abrams and Hawley won't listen to the public, they've had to be dragged in front of a judge and ordered to do the right thing, even down to districting the town and having the special election. They had to be ordered by a judge to do it. So there is that option. It's a last resort that should never have to be resorted to. But there is that option to go to the judicial branch, which is the last fail-safe if your representatives won't listen to you.
Well, we will be monitoring the progress on this issue. We will keep you advised, so stay tuned, keep watching. You'll hear from us again. This is Citizens for an Open and Responsible Edgewood. Thank you.